Hey guys, welcome to the Empty Stands podcast. My name is Reward, and today I'm joined. How do I even
Where do you want to start from?
how do I introduce you? Today I'm here with Richie. It's been a while. I've tried to get him on the pod for a while now, and he's been avoiding me, but I finally got him here.
Been busy, man. Been busy. And I'm not doing too well this year, so I'm hiding my
Really?
face.
Last I
Yeah.
checked, you were above me in the Galacticos League, so
Well, that's
hey, what a time
that
to
doesn't
be in.
that
Yeah.
doesn't say much.
And you're trying to be modest. Okay, no worries. Um, welcome to the Empty
Yes.
podcast. It's great
Yeah,
to
it's good to be here. It's good to be here. It's been a long time coming. Uh yeah, I'm excited to talk about this week's FPL for sure.
awesome. So in game week 24, the week that passed, we saw a certain someone, Erling Haaland. He was back in the headlines again. I think everyone tried their best to get him in their teams. He scored his fifth double digit of the season. Um, right, and he did that just in time for double game week 25. But
Right.
yeah, and there was also Declan Rice. I know he's not a typical FPL asset, but I mean he scored 17 points. So I don't know. This season there's something about DMs. I'm not sure what it is, but for some reason DMs are getting into the mix. You feel that
Yeah, uh, aside from Rodrigo and Rice,
there's Douglas Lewis as well. I think he scored 10
yeah,
points.
Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
Douglas Luiz is like CM. Yeah, I guess you can pass as a DM,
I
but
mean Gallagher
but
also
yeah, like
Gallagher scored twice yesterday too.
that's true. That's true. I think it's even. I mean, you can call McTominay a DM. I don't know if you want to call him a DM.
There's
So he
that one.
scored over the weekend. So I think it's that they make runs into the box. They're always in the box. So you can even call them like a box to box midfielder. So yeah, they've been bagging in points, but I don't know if anybody's gonna want to bring them into their team. Um,
They're cheap.
that they're good for like
Yeah,
a
if you
a
want like a
1 week.
cheap enabler, they're really cheap,
Yeah.
so maybe. Yeah. Well, let's get into the show proper. Game week. Let's talk about game week 24 first. I mean, you scored 82 points. Talk us through your team. How do you still have Son in your team?
So when Son and Salah went for their respective cups, I was like, who do I need to sell first? I thought Salah was gonna go far in AFCON, so I decided to sell Salah because I thought that Son had Japan, Australia. I thought they weren't going to go that far. Maybe round of 16 is going to be back. But to my surprise, they squeaked in a couple of wins, especially against Australia. They were down until the 90th minute. So I just kept Son and waited, and so last week when I saw the videos on Twitter that he was back, I was like, oh, there's no way he's not going to start. I really thought he was going to start, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's why I started him and benched Solanke. Um, and then, you talked about Haaland in the beginning. I brought in Haaland.
Yep.
I was really sketchy about it because I thought Everton were going to, pull a defensive stop on Man City. But for a long time, they
They
did.
did, right?
But
They did.
it's
So yeah,
just the Man City effect, man. They just seem to
I don't know.
pull games through, and
ADB
and
again.
Haaland
Right?
and score two goals. So that was like, and then Ake helped me too with 11 points,
Yeah, that
from
was
clean
nice.
sheet, and
That was a
it
nice
was
one.
like a fake assist because I got to watch the assist
Yeah, I don't
for a
think
long
I,
time.
I don't think I know anyone else who has Ake, so that was really good. Yeah, and of course you still had Saka. I mean, I think
Oh
a
yeah,
couple of pods down the line, and I was like, Saka was a sell because I couldn't just justify his 6, 7 points, but he's been pretty consistent since then, and dare I say, I'm thinking of getting him back in.
I think Saka has to be on your team because like Saka is like a buy and just forget about it. It's
Right.
like
Yeah, I agree.
he's gonna give you. He's very very consistent. An assist here. He's not gonna give you double digits.
Yep.
You're not going to get these calls that you get from Son, Salah, and even Palmer sometimes, right?
Yep.
Palmer has had like I think 5 double digits returns,
Yep.
like which is insane. But Saka is just consistent. I think that's one thing with Saka, and almost everything good goes through him and Odegaard. Um, so I mean, I think Saka is a must on your team. I thought about it because for a while it was just stale, and wasn't putting in the best performances, and it felt like he was not on penalties as well. I don't know what
Yeah.
their penalty situation is like because sometimes he plays them, sometimes Odegaard plays them. So but it was but I mean, I think it was also a huge haul for people who had Arsenal defenders too,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't have any Arsenal defender.
I still have Gabriel, and I know lots of people had to sell them to jump on this double gaming bandwagon. But looking at the fixtures, Arsenal have they have a game in Gaming 26, even though they don't double, but the Gaming 26 is amazing as well. So I feel like they're probably a keep. Yeah, they're probably a keep. There's this tendency when we see doubles to just zero in and everybody wants to get all the doublers.
Oh yeah,
Triple
oh yeah.
City.
We're gonna get into the Dublin, but I think Arsenal, like for Gabriel, I started with him in the beginning of the season. Like what? I Italy, and that was my Gabriel, my relationship with Gabriel,
Yeah,
and since then I haven't had an Arsenal defender, and I never brought him back. And I think going forward, they have the best defense in the league, so
definitely.
uh,
Yeah.
I might look to bring him or Saliba in. Um,
And then
that's
they're
that's
facing Burnley, who are like, I think, second worst for expected goals considered, especially from set pieces. So
right.
that's
But
a
the
no.
thing about Burnley and we think about this small teams, whenever they have these big fixtures, they always tend to put up a fight until it's no longer a fight. Like Liverpool Burnley over the weekend. I really thought it was going to be an ass whooping, like 4-5, and it could have been, right? It
Yeah,
could have been.
true.
Um, and I think Diaz missed a couple of chances as well. So I I fear for Arsenal, not that they can't win, but I don't know if that haul they might. I feel like they might get a goal there and sneak in a goal here, and then it's like 2-1 or 3-1, and that's my thing with the bad teams like Luton and Burnley and Sheffield. They always seem to get a goal for some weird reason.
Okay. I feel like this is a good segue into Luton. Let's talk about Luton. Last game week, I was struck. Well, I took -12, especially to get in Luton
Mhm.
assets, Alfie, Doughty, and Adebayo, the striker. And guess what? They blanked. Doughty, who was like top of the charts on all the stats, got a 0. What are your thoughts on Luton? Do you think they're a trap going into this double game week? I think you're muted here.
Yeah, I think so. I think whenever there's a double game week coming up, we just forget history and we forget, the data, right? We just want the double game week players. Which is, if you look at it, two is better than one.
Yep,
But for the bad teams, I think it's always a trap.
sure.
They've had a good run of games. Newcastle was fluky because Newcastle is very, very bad defensively. They're not as good as they were last year.
Yeah,
I don't I don't know why. Burn has been very poor and he keeps playing Burn. I don't know what Livramento needs to do to play. So that game was fluky. I don't know what their previous game was, but they've had string a couple of like high scoring
yeah,
performances. Everyone expected it to continue, but if you've watched Luton all year, you know that they're a very, very poor side.
yeah.
Um, so I think that one was bound to happen, and that one was on you because you took a -12 for 12 of the players. They play Man City,
United, no, United and Liverpool. United
United,
at
and
home and
and
Liverpool,
Liverpool.
but they're extremely good at home though. So that's the thing. And United are leaky. Well,
Yeah,
of late they've been winning, but I mean they still concede lots of goals. And again, we have
I
Maguire there.
think I think this might it might be a good game for them, especially with Liverpool, because I don't, except they play Bradley, the new kid.
Yeah,
I feel like Trent is just gonna. I fear for Trent anytime he has to go against a good winger. I always fear for him.
yeah.
I feel like he's always gonna concede those crosses and chances. So and Manchester United, like you said, is they're my team, but that they're always bound to like
They always
make
concede.
a
They
mistake.
always concede, yeah. So I feel
Yeah.
Luton, yeah. If you've gotten your Luton assets in preparation for this double game, you might as well just I think they'll
There's a stat I saw.
yeah.
Not to cut you off. Sorry. There's a stat I saw about Dot. Is it
Doughty? Yeah,
Dotty?
Doughty,
Or
Doughty. Yeah.
Doughty? Yeah, that he created 9 chances in the last
Yeah.
game.
It
I
was
watched the game, like I don't like where like I couldn't find those chances. I'm like, is it like he's just passing the ball to like
he's
the
always crossing the
the
ball.
third?
He's always crossing the ball. He's on all set pieces, he's
He
on
has good crosses.
corners. Yeah. He's always crossing the ball. Like
I
once he
think
gets the ball, he
I
crosses it.
yeah, I noticed him first against Chelsea. I think they lost 3-2. They
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of came back and
Yep.
made it a game towards the end, but I noticed his cross were fierce
Like it
and so
was
strong. So
scary
I'm
shit.
like,
Yeah, it
who's
was
this
really
guy?
scary watching them. And they have like really tall defenders and even the Adebayo guy is extremely tall as well. So I think they'll come good. Let's talk about Trent. He got injured. I mean, that was a bummer. He got injured in the game. Came out with just 4 points. But now we don't know his status. Like for guys who already have him in their teams, is he a sell? Is he a keep? And if you don't have him, is he a buy?
Yeah, so with Trent, I think it's tricky because he's like a path to Salah, right?
Yeah,
If you want to bring in Salah, we might
yep,
talk about Salah later. But with Trent, especially him being injured, we might get more information tomorrow on Thursday when I think they play on Thursday.
yeah,
So we might get more information then. So I'll say hold off if you have Trent. Here if he's gonna play or if he's in the squad at all on Thursday for the Europa League. And then if he's not, I feel like he's a path to Salah. I mean, that game also would give us insight into how Salah, if Salah comes on second half, that means
yeah,
most likely he's gonna start, right? So I think, and defenders these days are like, it's so rich to have them. I don't like, except like the clean sheet comes few
yeah,
and far between. So,
yeah.
um,
At
and
that
with
price,
Trent, he's
I don't think it's even worth it at that price. I'm only just keeping him for the double. Like once we're done with game 25, I'm selling him.
but what if he doesn't play?
The thing is, there's a temptation to go with another doubler, right? But then again, they blank, Liverpool especially. So if I go to, let's say, like a Van Dijk, they blank in
Mhm.
26. So that's like another transfer booked ahead of time. So I don't want that. The only alternative is to get a City defender or a Brentford defender.
Or Brentford
I'm
defender. I was
already
thinking,
tripled up. I'm already tripled up on City, so I can't bring in any other City player. So my next alternative is maybe Regulion from Brentford, and yeah, double looks
yeah,
it's bloody. I don't see him getting any clean sheet. So max 4 points in both games. I know he's on set pieces, he's attacking, he hauled last game week, and then he plays in 26 and 29. He doesn't blank in 29 as well. So that's ideally the best thing to do, but I can't see myself doing that, right? And then the Bradley
but I
guy,
think I'm gonna put
um,
that down and say TAA is a sell.
hmm,
I think is a sell because Bradley's. I mean, from all his games he's played this year, has been very solid for them.
yeah,
So I don't know if Klopp is going to be willing to for TA. I just because he said it's the same injury, it's the same knee, it's the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
same knee. So
yeah,
it's like that's already a red flag. Kind of like, oh,
true,
he already re-injured something that was already injured. So
true. And then
it's
there's Joe Gomez. Let's not forget Joe Gomez. He could play on the right side as well. So,
right. And Konate is coming back.
right, yeah. So I don't know. Feels like just a luxury. I don't want to have this.
I think
Any,
it's a luxury if you have you have maybe people have two free transfer, they can just
Yeah,
make
you
that
can easily
switch.
do that. Yeah.
But I'm against transferring defenders, like
Yeah.
buying defenders. If you come to the worst, is to just keep him
True.
and let it play out.
Let's switch over to Salah. We saw the training videos earlier today. Yeah, the king is back. And what's a double game week without Salah? I've looked at my
Oh,
team and I don't see a route to get in Salah. Like I don't see how without scattering the structure of my team. So I think I'm just going to be hiding behind the sofa and praying that he does nothing or he doesn't even play because I don't see how I can get to Salah.
we have a little bit of time though. Like we can see what happens for the game in a couple of days. Um, yeah, that's scary.
The
Salah
thing
is a
is,
scary
Salah, the
sight.
thing is, his Salah, he barely gets injured. And even when he does,
Yeah.
like very quick in his recovery. So seeing him training, like proper team training, I feel like he'll definitely play. He'll definitely play. So I don't know. If you're, I don't know, for someone like you with Son, like that's an easy route to
But
Salah.
it's a -8.
But
It's gonna be a -8.
it's a double game week, right? You're getting him for 2 game weeks, 2 games, right?
Yeah, I
So,
think I can do that. But because I already rushed and did a transfer
oh, you
already. Because
gotten Luis Diaz. That's true.
yeah,
Wow.
after I watched West Ham, I was just like, I'm out. I gave them one more chance, and I'm like, they were so bad. Like it wasn't the fact that they were losing that game; they would
Yeah,
have lost anyway. But they played so poorly. They weren't running after the ball. They felt it was like no motivation. They felt dejected. I think the only person trying was Kudus.
yeah.
Every other person was just strolling around like it was such a poor performance
I
from
think they
West
really
Ham that
missed
day.
that Bakweta guy. So maybe once he's back, but West Ham assets for
And
now.
Calvin Phillips have been so disappointing too. Like I can see why Pep had those comments
I
about him.
mean, he
He's been so
corroborated what Pep said. Like he
yeah, I
agreed with
agree.
what Pep said. Like, why would you
He
come out
could
and
have
say
told
that?
me indoors though. I agree about what he said, but he could have told me
That was
indoors.
wild. I couldn't believe he said that.
Crazy.
How
Very
do you
poor
agree to
player.
that? Nah, nah. Obviously a terrible buy, but
So yeah, so I think we just have to watch out for Thursday. If Salah is on the team,
yep.
I am buying him straight up. If he's not, then I'll
I
just
don't, I don't feel.
hope and pray that he doesn't play
I'm just
or he
gonna
plays
hope
one.
that Diogo Jota does it for me because I at this point I can't because I can't sell Palmer. No. I know many people might be tempted into selling Palmer, but at that
He's a very, very
price,
cheap,
yeah, he's just
affordable.
so
Very, very.
valuable. I can't. I can't. Yeah, I can't. So for the double game week, would you say that having triple City and triple Liverpool is essential?
Triple City because they play in game 26.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, that's just the. It's at this point it's a numbers game. It's like the more games you have,
Yep.
the better. So I think Triple City for me too. But I'm keeping my eye on the Man City Chelsea game because I feel like Palmer is gonna have something to say
Of
about that game.
course. Of course. It's
Yeah.
I mean, he scored in the reverse fixture, although that was at home. But again, he's going back to City, so I feel like he'll have
What
maybe
was that score? I can't remember.
what? The scores?
What was the score? Yeah, for that game.
I think it was 3-3 or 4-4.
Oh yeah, it was 4-4. It was like
Yeah.
a back and
Yeah,
forth.
it
Like yeah,
was
it was like
it was a crazy game.
4-4.
And this City that I'm looking at, I don't see them keeping any clean sheets in this double game week.
No, they just considered a
Yeah, they
very, very
concede like
too
Edison concedes on every first shot on target.
many mistakes, man. So
He's
many
getting
mistakes. It
into
was so
Onana territory.
no, 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 no. It's annoying because they concede the silliest. I was surprised
Yeah.
that Everton didn't score
Yeah.
because Everton had their chances.
Yep.
You just have to take your chances with them.
That's it.
They're
Yeah.
going to give you one or two chances.
I definitely see Ivan Toney scoring. So, and I know Chelsea will also score. So, I mean, if you
Chelsea.
have City defenders, then I don't know. Okay, let's talk about chips. It's a double game week. I know most people will be playing their chips. Are you going to be playing yours? And if so, which one are you thinking of playing?
Thought about this for a while. I'm leaning towards triple captain Haaland.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm leaning towards because if you look at the other double game week for Man City, I
Yeah.
think they are both away games,
Yeah.
and this one it's both home games.
Both at home. And we know that Haaland will play in both of them. Because
Right,
I mean he's just back from a long layoff and he's I don't know, itching to play. So he's definitely
right.
playing.
He's itching to score too because I
Yeah.
was watching him in the half of the Champions League, and he's
Yeah.
itching to score. So I'm leaning towards triple captain. I know last season I held on to my triple captain to the end of the year. I don't this year except maybe Son, maybe just hold it in last game, Son. Um, the reason that the good thing about holding it is that um, everybody has played their triple captain by the time the last game comes,
Yeah.
right? So
But then
if
you're
you are
chasing. Yeah, you're chasing at that point. At that point, you're chasing.
chasing, but you're like resigned to the fact that this is the highest I can go,
Yeah.
right? Like if you were 10th, for instance, and you wanted to finish, you know, top five, and you've seen the scores, you'd be like, okay, I just need this. It's just putting all your chips on the table at the end of at the end of the night or whatever. And I think that's what helped me because I
Yeah.
was just like, Kane, last game of the season, last game for Tottenham. I think there were already rumors about him leaving.
Even. Yeah.
So I just and they were at home, so I was just like, just give it to him and see what happens. And he scored a hat trick. It's not gonna happen all the time, and that's why I'm thinking of triple captain Haaland this weekend.
I was thinking of trying to be different, but then again, is it worth it being different for the sake of being different? Because Solanke doubles in Gaming 28, and he has like best fixtures if you need a doubler for. He plays
Right.
Sheffield and Luton at home, both at home. But then that Bournemouth team, I can't,
That's yeah.
I
It's the
don't
Luton
trust.
thing all over.
I don't
It's almost
trust
the
them.
Luton thing all over again. We gotta know. We have to think about who Bournemouth is. I know
Right,
Solanke has had a good year, but like we
right.
have to be careful.
And what if he gets
Um,
injured by then? Like game 28 is still weeks away. So I mean, there's no
but
guarantee.
I think another thing that we haven't really talked about and nobody's talking about it is Pep Roulette. No one has talked about it,
Yeah,
right?
because he's been pretty
It could
consistent.
happen.
I mean, yeah. For now, we know that yeah, he plays almost everyone these days. I mean, last game he benched De Bruyne. I don't know. This game it could be Foden. I know Alvarez is benched for the Champions League game, so he's definitely starting the league game. But I mean, who knows? Any of the guys could be benched.
It happens in the game.
Yeah, but then again, it's Chelsea, so I don't think he'll bench any of the top guys against Chelsea.
He
So
also doesn't have as much players to his disposal this
yeah,
year as he
I
had
think
last
Grealish also
year.
got injured. So if you're thinking of
Yeah.
punting a Doku, I think Doku is guaranteed to start now. But I saw this little stat that I found funny. For those planning to triple captain Haaland, though, he's made a total of 6 appearances combined against Brentford and Chelsea, and he's failed to score in 5 of them.
That sounds like motivation to me. That sounds like motivation to me. I'm doubling down on triple captain Haaland. He knows that start. Someone has sent it to him.
Okay.
I'm definitely triple captain him now.
The EO was just be scary. I know everybody is almost over 200% will be triple captaining him. So I don't think I have the guts to go against that. I mean, I paid for it dearly last game week by captaining Jota instead. Let's talk
Yeah, it wasn't really that
differentials.
bad.
Yeah, let's talk differentials. Who are your differentials for game week 25? I know we've spoken about the Arsenal defenders, we've spoken about Saka. Um, yeah, who are your differentials? Nobody's
Game
talking about Ivan Toney. Like he has a double too.
I haven't. I have him.
Oh,
I'm
I
the
see.
only one that have Ivan Tony for the double. I'm just quiet until he's such a good talisman, like
Yep,
such a proper nine. I
yep,
watched their game against Wolves over the weekend, and it was disturbing the Dawson and their defenders. He's any little chance he gets is probably gonna hit the target, right?
yep.
So I know he has tough games against Liverpool and Man City. Um, but yeah, I have him as a double. That's why I wasn't fighting hard to get Darwin or any Liverpool striker.
Yeah,
Um, because so that's a big differential for me. In 25, I also have Ake. A lot of people went for Palmer.
yeah.
Walker, sorry,
Walker.
Walker, not
Or even I've seen a
Palmer.
couple of people Vardiol, but he was benched last game week.
Right.
So
Ake just seemed like the solid. I know Pep can,
I mean,
throw everything I
could be
say
Vardiol.
because
Yeah, it could be Vardiol in
he
this game.
rotating. Stones is back, Diaz is back, so just be like Ake needs to rest. But yeah, I have him. He's good in the air. He's good for corners. Um, I feel like he's sometimes more even dangerous than Walker sometimes because he's good in the air for corners and for
Yep.
crosses, and he seems to move forward a lot. Same
Yeah.
thing with Guavador as well. So those are my two big differentials on my team. Um, I do think Darwin is a huge differential. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Darwin.
Um, Darwin, well, yeah, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I do think that when I mean differential, I mean instead of captaining Haaland, you can
Yeah.
captain Darwin because
No,
he
I'm
has,
never.
he has.
No, I'm not even. I can't
All
even think of captaining Darwin.
right,
No,
all right, all
no.
right. But I do think that one of these days, I know we keep saying
We
it.
keep
One of
saying
these
that.
days,
No,
um,
I'm not falling for
and
that
this
again ever. No.
week it has two cracks at it this week, so I think that too is a huge differential. And then I think we talked about it early on. Arsenal defenders.
Yep.
Gabriel is so good in the air as well. We're talking about Ake, but Gabriel is really good in the air as well. So they have the best defense. They are more likely to keep a clean sheet than any other team in the Premier League.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
um, Arsenal defenders are um, a huge differential as well. How about you? What are your differentials?
I like the look of, although I don't have him, I like the look of Son against Wolves. I know he'll start this game, so and they're playing at home.
I haven't.
But I don't think he'll keep him, but yeah, I like the look of Son. Who else can I think of? Um, I know we mentioned Regulion earlier, but
Yeah,
yeah, he's just there because he'll give you the two games and maybe 2 points because I know he'll definitely concede in both. Maybe an odd assist, who knows, from a corner
he
kick.
was pushing really forward in the last
Yeah, he
game
was
against Man
extremely
City.
attacking in the last game week, so yeah, it might be a good shout. Um, Yeah, that's about it for me. I wouldn't advise anyone to sell Palmer, but if you must get into the Liverpool guys, then maybe you can. But
Are you going to bench Palmer? Because
no,
Palmer plays Man City and Solanke
that,
plays. I
that
have Palmer, Solanke, and Solanke
that's
plays
not even
Newcastle.
that's not even an option. I'm starting Palmer like any day. Like never benching Palmer.
Yeah, he's the
He
best
finds
player.
he always
Um,
finds a way to points. Yeah, never bench Palmer. Okay.
yeah. How
Um,
about your other differentials?
Will I still classify Adebayo as a differential? Let me see.
He is.
He's 4.8% owned. So yeah,
Yeah.
I like the looks of Adebayo against the United defense. So let's see how that goes. Richarlison is 17.5%. Okay, not so bad.
Have
Hold
you have you decided what to do with the rest of your chips?
I'm definitely triple captaining Haaland this game week. I'll try to
Yeah.
get into game week 29, then play my free hit. Um, Ideally, I would like to wildcard maybe game week 30 or 31. But if I can hold off till like game week 34 when we have the double, that would be nice.
That's 4 games left.
Yeah. I mean, because I typically like to play my wild card, then bench boost. So if I play my wild card in game week 34 or 35, then I can bench boost in 37. 37 is the biggest double game week of the season. So yeah, that's the plan. But I mean, that's still miles away, so things could change depending on
Are you
how.
taking any -12 anytime soon?
I took -12 last game week, so I wouldn't have to do anything this game week. So my plan was to roll this game week, but Trent is giving me
That's smart. That's
he's
smart.
giving me thoughts like I don't know. Yeah, I could do a Solanke to an Ivan Toney, right? And then get Solanke back for the double in 28. Because I really don't want to. I can't see myself getting any more Liverpool guys saying that they blank in 26. Because that's
Yeah.
just a transfer waiting to happen. So I don't want that. That's more
And
hits.
I feel like the thing about Trent is if he doesn't play the first game, I don't think he'll play the second game.
But
I
the
think
second
he's
game
just
is slightly easier. That's against Luton at
yeah, I
home.
know, but I'm saying that means the injury is serious if he doesn't play the first game. It's like I think that they're not going to want to risk it, especially if Bradley do so well in that first game. So you're caught in the mix for sure.
Well, I have Estupinian, although I don't think he's going to give me anything.
You need to let him go. Brighton has been
Yeah.
they've been a bad defense all year.
Been a
All year they've
terrible
had a
buy.
bad defense.
Estupinian has been a terrible buy, but yeah, I have him on the bench just in case. But yeah, and
I
he played.
sold him for
So
Doughty.
yeah,
For
that's
Doughty.
I
Yeah.
don't I like that. I sold Pedro Porro for Doughty. So people who still have Pedro Porro, I don't know what they're waiting for. It's just like the Darwin the Darwin situation over again. People keep hoping he'll give that double-digit hub, but trust me, it's
I
not
don't
coming.
know why people keep hoping about Pedro Porro because the reason we all got him, or I didn't get him, but people got him back then was because Madison was injured
Yeah, Madison is back now.
and he was now, yeah, he was on set piece
But he
duty
was still on set
and
piece duties when,
he's still kind of like,
yeah.
but he's not pushing
Nah,
as he would
It's even Udogie
before
who's more
because
attacking, right? So
Udogie literally plays
yeah,
as a
as a
midfielder,
striker.
right? And I just kept him because he was cheap.
Yeah,
So I don't know why people are still holding on to
Pedro is
Pedro
definitely
Porro. And
so.
Tottenham is going to always they're going to
Yeah,
concede all the time.
yeah,
So
yeah. Always,
um,
always.
yeah.
All right, that's that. I think we've come to the end of the show. Thanks, Richie, for gracing us with your presence.
Yes, the FPL winner last year.
Yeah.
I
Let's see.
hope to finish my,
Let's
my,
see if we
my
can do
goal
it
this
back
year
to
is to
back.
finish.
Then we know it's not a
No,
fluke.
I can't. I don't think I can go back to back. I need like top 10 because I started so bad, but like the last 13 weeks, I think I've had 13 straight green arrows, but it's just like incremental
Yeah,
um
same here. I
progress.
had green arrows
So
from like game week 17 till this last game week. I finally had a red that brought me back to reality. So
a terrible red because you took
it
minus
wasn't
12.
terrible. It's just, I mean, I was just above the 1 million rank and now I'm 1.3. So it wasn't so bad. Just 300.
Minus 12 for looking players.
Don't worry.
Terrible,
After
terrible,
this
terrible,
game week, you'll
terrible.
see why I did that.
Okay. All right. They ain't scoring four, I'll tell you that.
We'll
They're not
see.
scoring four.
We'll see. We'll see.
All
Let's see
right.
how it goes. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you. For our
All
listeners,
right.
remember to like, subscribe, comment, rate us if you like this content. Share with your friends. And let's have friendly banter. Till next game week, this wishing you guys green arrows. Cheers, guys.
All right. Yes, guys.